There's Charles the scavenger. I cooked on the Blackstone earlier, and he's out here picking up my peppers and onions that I dropped on the ground. So here's what I've been doing. I have my crocheting out. I have been making some covers for my jars. Going from homesteading to full-time nomadism, one thing I can't give up is my glass jars. I don't like all the chemicals that are in plastics, and so I have, in order to keep using them, so when I'm driving my rig, like the jars don't hit up against each other. Right now I have everything separated out, but I still like to carry a lot of my tinctures and things like that. So I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to try to. Let's see. Well, it looks like I can't. All right. Well, I'll just talk to you while I look out at the lake. I was going to turn around and have a face-to-face, but I'm not sure why I can't turn this around. Let me see if I can pause it. No, pausing it didn't work. There's Elliot. There's Charles out here keeping watch for me. Right now there's a lot of kids out running around, and the boys like it when they can be a little social. I'm trying to move this slow. I have been looking at cameras so that my videos aren't pixelated. I have been enjoying sharing some of my adventures. And so this is just going to make it a lot nicer. I just haven't quite decided on a new camera. If anybody has any suggestions, I sure would appreciate it. I know my friend Dan had thrown out a couple for me today, but and I've been looking at him. He's got some good advice for me. There's a boat going across the water. I just want something that I can plug my new microphone into, because otherwise it would be a waste of the microphone. And it has one of the C ports in it. So anyways, look at Charles is over there getting the last of the scraps. He's so funny. So if anybody has any suggestions, I sure would appreciate it. I have a phone holder. I had gotten it when I was out walking my daughter's dog when I lived back in my house, because I had some issues with some other dogs in town and I wanted it. I just would video all of my walks in case there was an issue at some point. But at any rate, I was hoping to be able to continue to use that to strap on. There's like a headpiece one where you can put it on your head. So like if you're riding a bike or whatever, but so I'd like to be able to continue to use that. I don't know if I will be able to or not with a newer camera, because it's really kind of made for a phone. But enough about that. I am going to be headed back to Missouri next week. I should be at home base by like Wednesday afternoon. I called my tire guy because my tires on my rig are still in really good shape and my spare is brand spanking new. The problem is that they're the original tires, so they're 6 years old. And I would rather just be safe than sorry. So I'm learning new things with my rig. One of them is it's very important to have your bearings packed. Now, when I had it done, I don't know, several weeks ago, I asked the gentleman, I said, well, how often do you suggest? And he said, oh, like once a year, maybe twice a year. And I said, and that's for people that just kind of go out on the weekends and go camping, right? And he acknowledged me and said, yes, that's pretty much true. But I live in mine. So I decided that it probably wouldn't have hurt to have it done a couple times a year. Now, that being said, I do know that packing bearings it's an easy job. I'm hoping that when I'm home, I'll learn. If not, my job in South Dakota, I really don't want to give it away yet, but basically I'm going to be working for a couple and he has a lot of automotive experience. That's how I'll put it. And so I was thinking, well, if I can't get my friend, if he doesn't have the time, or I really don't need them packed right now, might as well wait till I need them packed again, which would probably be, the middle end of summer, and, maybe get someone that knows how to do it and they can show me how to do it, because it's $125 to get it done someplace. And I know that it probably takes about $1 worth of grease, if that, to do it. So I'm going to learn how to do it. I've done a few things on my own. Here, we'll look over at Charles while I'm talking. My toilet, I had noticed, well, let me back up. So I had noticed some sediment, or not sediment. I noticed that my faucets the water wasn't coming out as fast as it normally did. And this was well over a month ago. And so I, Googled my things and looked some things up and discovered that it's probably because of sediment. I hadn't been using a filter. I had a filter. I don't know why I didn't put it on, but, so anyways, I unscrewed the faucet and it was filled with sediment. And at the next place that I went to, my toilet started acting up. And so, of course, I did research on that and realized that it was the valve. The other thing that happens is when the valve isn't working properly, it'll actually leak water. So it fills up your holding tank faster. I generally, and I'm just going full out talking about some of the things that I've encountered. When I am camping someplace that I don't have full hookups, and by that I mean like a sewer hookup, I will not put paper in my toilet. And the reason for that is because I have a 30-gallon tank. I can easily go 2 weeks on that tank if I don't put paper in there. So anyways, I was noticing that my tank was filling up and, after just a few days. And so I did some more research and realized that usually when that valve is clogged, it will slowly leak water. So, I was at the dealer a couple weeks ago and I bought myself a new flush valve. watched a couple of YouTube videos, and I ended up changing it out myself. The funny thing is that it was close enough to the wall that I actually had to order a screwdriver because all my screwdrivers were too long and they were hitting the wall when I was trying to take the one screw out that needs to come out. But so I got myself a screwdriver and was able to unscrew it. And after a few swear words and a couple more reviews of the video, I finished the project and my toilet works great now. So, you know, the one thing about living in a camper is you have to have a little bit of ingenuity. You have to be able to fix some things because otherwise you're going to go broke. If you take this in every single time you have an issue, I mean, you literally would go broke. So I do try to fix things myself. One of the things when I get back to Missouri, my stabilizer jacks, I need to put some white lithium grease on those. They aren't, bad yet. And actually, when I roll them up after I leave here, they're not going to probably come back down unless it's extra windy because I won't be unhooking at my next stop. I'm going to stay there for 2 nights, head over and get that blind installed, have coffee with a friend, and then head back up to Missouri. Like I said, I called my tire guy. I said, I'll be coming through Wednesday afternoon. Do you think you could order those tires for me? I'll bring it in, have them rotate the tires on my truck. I think I've put about 8,000 miles since November when I left out. So been really tootling around. I know this kind of wasn't maybe a video that you were looking for, but these are some of the trials and tribulations of roaming around with a camper. You got to kind of do it. And there's little Charles. He just, he's always been a little scavenger. We rescued him back in 2018. He was actually given up because his owner was too old. He sometimes would forget to feed him. It was the first time I ever had to lock my garbage up. So he's never gotten out of that habit. He's always been a little bit of a scavenger, but he's our little guy. Charles. He doesn't even want to look up. I had made some sausage earlier, and I think some of the things came down when I cleaned the grill. So, but Elliot is feeling better. His little paw, Elliot, his paw is getting better. I think that it got caught. There's a little hole at the top of my stairs on my rig. I don't even know why they're there. They serve absolutely no purpose other than maybe it allows air and drainage or something. But my feeling is that he got his little paw caught or his nail caught in there because he seems to be afraid to go down the stairs. So anyways, I think I've taken up enough of everybody's time. I sure do appreciate, the comments. I've had a few people text me. And I just wanted to talk about, some things. I will figure out how to turn this camera around, or I'll figure out a tripod-ish method and everybody can see my lovely face. So anyways, from somewhere in Oklahoma, I will talk to everybody later. I hope that you all have a fantastic evening. Great weekend. Please subscribe. I just like to see how many people are actually watching. Uh, I had several of my friends ask me to do videos. And so I just wanted to see how many are subscribed. Liking my videos puts me in the algorithm. I've had quite a few views on some of my shorts. So it's been kind of fun. Just a little game, I guess. But anyways, have a fantastic evening and don't forget to subscribe and like. Have a great night.